On July 3rd, the Science and Technology Bureau of Dongguan City, Guangdong Province, released the salary income calculation standards for 2024 foreigners applying for work permits in Dongguan. The Science and Technology Bureaus of each city will determine the latest foreign talent salary standards of 4 times and 6 times based on the average annual salary of urban non-private sector employees published by the Statistics Bureau in the previous year. In 2023, the average monthly salary of employees in Dongguan was 8,200 yuan. Starting from July 15th this year, foreigners applying for a Class A work permit to work in China based on salary must have a monthly average salary of at least 49,362 yuan. For a Class B permit, on the other hand, the monthly average salary must be at least 32,908 yuan. While this type of policies aren't anything new, they are nevertheless interesting to analyze the rationale behind and potential consequences. First, these standards are set to 6 times and 4 times the local average salary, respectively. The average annual salary in Dongguan for 2023 was 98,726 yuan, or 8,200 yuan per month. That means that foreign workers are expected to earn significantly more than the local average. These high salaries suggest that China is primarily interested in attracting highly skilled and experienced foreign professionals. This policy likely aims to ensure that foreign workers bring significant value to the local economy and do not compete with local workers for lower-paying jobs. To compare these salaries on a purchasing power parity or PPP basis, we need to consider the cost of living in Dongguan compared to other cities worldwide. While I don't have exact PPP data for Dongguan, we can make some general comparisons. The minimum salary for a Class B permit of 32,900 yuan is higher than the median monthly wage in many developed countries when converted to USD. For example, the median monthly wage in the United States was about $3,900 in 2021. In my home country, Sweden, the minimum monthly wage for foreign workers is set to 80% of the median income, or about 18,000 yuan. However, the cost of living in Dongguan is generally lower than in major Western cities, meaning that the purchasing power of these salaries is even higher than the straight currency conversion suggests. Furthermore, Dongguan is considered a second-tier city in China, and its salary levels are indeed lower than first-tier cities like Beijing, Shanghai, or Shenzhen. For context, in 2021, the average annual salary in Beijing was about 178,000 yuan. In Shanghai, it was about 177,000 yuan. This means that while the minimum salaries for foreign workers in Dongguan are very high relative to the local average, although they may still be lower than that foreign workers could earn in China's largest cities. Considering that minimum foreigner salary for Class B foreigners in Shanghai is 34k per month, it's indeed high from a PPP perspective. This policy sends several signals. 1. China is being selective about foreign talent it attracts, focusing on high-skill, high-wage workers. Second, by setting high salary thresholds, China is signaling its intention to move up the value chain and attract workers who can contribute to more advanced industries. Third, the high salary requirements ensure that foreign workers don't compete with locals for mid- or low-wage jobs. Fourth, by setting standards based on local salaries, China allows smaller cities like Dongguan to still attract foreign talent while acknowledging the wage differences between the regions. The potential consequences are as follows. The policy might make it challenging for smaller or less profitable companies to hire foreign talent, potentially concentrating foreign workers in larger, more established firms. It could lead to wage inflation for high-skilled positions, as companies may need to increase salaries for local workers in similar roles to maintain equity. Third, the policy might inadvertently exclude younger or less experienced foreign professionals who could still bring valuable skills and perspective. In conclusion, these new salary standards in Dongguan reflect China's broader strategy of selective immigration and economic upgrading by limiting immigration to the very upper crust of the labor force. This type of immigrants usually possess very specialized and unique knowledge and experience, which is in line with China's policy of technology and knowledge transfer. The reason for this tightening of immigration, though, is likely due to a fear of competition with the local workforce, even though foreign workers are normally not a replacement, but a supplement to the local workforce. Furthermore, this phenomenon itself is likely a testament to the cooling of the economy, especially in the Pearl River Delta region, which has seen a significant loss in large-scale foreign employers like Nokia, Samsung, Foxconn, etc., who have started seeking greener pastures in other countries like Vietnam, etc. in recent years. In the long run, I'm not so sure whether this is the optimal way to go though, as it's the majority of China immigration hopefuls are practically barred from the country. Furthermore, there's an unintended side effect of this policy change in the sense that it might actually lead to lower influx of immigration group that was actually intended to increase in the first place. As we explained in my previous videos, one of the reasons why foreigners decide to emigrate to a certain location is because there are already many other foreigners who have already done so. It's not without reason why we have places like Little Italy, Chinatown, etc. in immigration-heavy places like New York City. There used to be a street called Laowai in Shanghai, but it barely lives up to its moniker these days. So despite the talks of diversity, we as humans are still very tribal and likely to hang out with others that look like and think like ourselves. In other words, if there's no critical mass of foreigners being upheld in a certain location, a self-perpetuating spiral of decline will emerge. And with 10 foreigners leaving for each one arriving, the net outflow of foreigners from China is more critical than ever. If you ask me, the immigration policy restrictions we're now seeing are a tad myopic, as they assume that the labor market is a zero-sum game, where each immigrant getting a job means one local is losing one. It doesn't assume the immigration increases the size of the pie, as foreigners also spend the money earned, thereby indirectly generating job opportunities for others. And with dwindling birth rates, one could also reason that immigration is ultimately necessary in order to compensate for the demographic shortfall. But who knows, maybe there's a master plan to deploy humanoid robots in areas like healthcare and elderly care. Who knows? And if there's any country to resolve the demographic bomb through technology, it's indeed China. And with that, I thank you for listening to today's rant and see you in the next one. Until then, take care and bye-bye.